Getting ice out of the fridge. Last minute stuff, but then again, probably no one watching yet, so that's okay. So I'll just continue to do a couple of things. Okay. Got this, got that, got the other. Looks a lordy. I'm just getting myself ready. Gonna have some of this. And there that goes. The last of that. I might make some more because it's yummy. All right. The customary. Actually, that's all kind of fucked up. Might get a fresh orange. I'm feeling fussy. Good. My main purpose for buying oranges is the peel for garnish. Probably not the only person in the world who does that. There you go. There's probably a bit much pith on that. Dr. Abigail, you're also running up the hill? A lot of quality people spend time running up hills. Okay. And hello as well, Greg. Oh, God, my internet's being fucked again. So sorry, it might stutter or go out or something. It's usually only very temporary. I'm just getting a knife. Knife. Okay, it's getting a... Oh, you're doing the double whammy, Dr. Abigail, running up a hill and cloud busting when you get there. Okay, I no longer have the thing saying my internet signal's weak. So hopefully that was just a one-off little glitch and it won't break up. I was in the Kate Bush oeuvre. Well, I liked lots of her stuff. I always liked Babushka because it's like a whole song. I mean, like a story. And I know that a lot of Kate Bush songs, were very sort of oriented, but that's like explicitly. It's not doing it sideways. It's not using sort of allegory or cryptic language. It's just straight up telling a story. I always quite enjoyed that. All right. Spear and cherry. Okay. In the glass it goes. Right, you bloody well, right. You're like rolling down a hill. Yeah, that's a real kid thing to do, roll down a hill. God, have you seen that thing? It happens somewhere in England. It's the cheese rolling festival. They roll big wheels of cheese down a quite steep hill, and it's like people run after them. You want to be the first one to catch the cheese, but because the hill's so steep and the people run down it, which is a really bad idea, they always fall. And because they're running, they have a fair bit of forward momentum. They don't just fall, they somersault down the fucking hill. And like people just get horribly injured doing this, like broken bones and concussions. But again, that's humans. Humans do which, like the running of the bulls. What's that about? The way some people either actively chase after danger or are quite casual about exposing themselves to danger. Hey, Justin, how are you going? Me, I'm a wuss. I tend to avoid dangerous things as a general rule. I mean, I'm sure there's some exceptions. I've probably done some things that people think, what the fuck? Why would you do that? And it's like, it's... Yum. Yum, yum, yum. That is a really nice drink. Oh, I have to experiment. I think I'll make some more of this, though, because it's just really good. Equal parts rum, whiskey, orange juice, and pineapple juice, clarified with cream of coconut, or coconut milk, is yummy. Speaking of which, I got some of that stuff. Oh, I might make a pina colada tonight. Because why the heck not? Brutal Gear leaves. It's sponsored concert. Golf villain Web. So happy return to golf. Being removed. Making 8 birdies. Phil Mickelson's return wasn't entirely happy as he was teeing off at Trump National Bedminster. A spectator yells out, "Do it for the Saudi royal family." Jesus. Okay, yes. Taking what you could literally call blood money from the Saudi royal family. Hey, Salumi. Doing fine. How are you doing? All right. So, I am just looking up a simple gimlet recipe. Gin, lime juice. Yep. Okay. Ah, yum. Very nice drink. All right. Well, I already know what my next drink is going to be. Planning the undrunkening tonight. Speaking of which, sorry, I just thought of something I want to check. So what are you doing, Salumi? Making dinner. Had a chilled Saturday study Stardew Valley with Opie. Nice. I watched the most recent Spider-Man movie, No Home. Yeah, that was entertaining. Holy shit, I finished Ozark, a Netflix series. I think there's 5 seasons altogether. And okay, so your basic premise is this guy is laundering money for a Mexican drug cartel, and as a result is always in danger. And basically the roller coaster of the show went on the years. It looks like something's going to go terribly wrong, and he and his family get through. And there's also, when things seem to be going right, then something will normally fuck it up and put them back under more pressure. And the last season was a fucking roller coaster. I'm not going to do any spoilers. You might want to watch it. But like the last episode, when I knew it was the last episode, and my fucking adrenaline just shot through the roof. It's just like, oh my God, what the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, because everything's coming to a head. And it's just like, it's like, oh, who lives, who dies? Oh my God, who wins, who loses? Because there's so many. It's just got great characters, the show, and they're different characters with different goals, wants, needs, and so they're not always pitted directly against each other, but they're often pitted against each other with conflicting goals, and it's all, who's going to win, who's going to lose. God, I was so fucking tense the last couple episodes though. So, but I do recommend Ozark. Oh yes, Greg, you know Ozark. See, I think Mrs. Angry's playing Stardew Valley now. Catching things. Dr. Abigail, you want to catch all the fish. I don't know how much. Mrs. Angry had to stop for a while because she her thumb was hurting really badly from playing with the controller all the time, so she had to give it a break. I was going to think of something else. Just another drink, really. Yeah, so I finished Ozark finally. I mean, the last episode only came out, I think, a month or two ago. What else was I watching? Was I watching anything else? Yeah, it was because both the Spider-Man movie and the Doctor Strange movie, which both have multiverse stuff in them. I waited till the Spider-Man one was free on the streaming service, and watched it finally, and started the Doctor Strange movie, but I got distracted. So I've only watched like the first 20 minutes of the Doctor Strange movie. Okay, Dr. Abigail. I'm either confusing. It might be Animal Crossing. I think it's Animal Crossing. Sorry, those games just sort of blur into a sameness to me. She's probably playing Animal Crossing. But yes, she's quite enjoying it and getting into it. So, okay, you don't use a controller to play Stardew Valley. Does that mean it's a PC game? I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't use a, because I don't know anything about the goddamn game. Cow hugging vegan. Good taste. Kate Bush is awesome. Okay, there's the other one that I liked. The duet she did with Peter Gabriel, Don't Give Up. And the clip is just them hugging and the camera doing a slow track around them. I remember being very jealous of Peter Gabriel getting to hug Kate Bush. But that's the way it goes in this world, I guess. Dr. Abigail, you've lost me completely now. I have no idea where you're coming from. Just the way you said, how do you use a controller to play Stardew Valley? I thought Stardew Valley was on the PlayStation type things. So yes, I'm sorry, you've just confused me. What's the one with the little animal critter Tom Nook or whatever who runs the shop? And then there's all these memes about Tom Nook. That's the one she's playing. Oh, right. Sorry, Dr. Abigail. Yes, you are confusing me. It's a Switch. Whatever she's playing it on the Switch. I mean, I just, some point, probably want to play Zelda again, Breath of the Wild, on the Switch. Friggin' loved that game. It was so much fun. So much to explore in it. Like a PG version of Red Dead Redemption. Just lots of heaps of great exploring to do. So Salumi, it is Animal Crossing. Okay, so Mrs. Angry's playing Animal Crossing on the Switch. And hello, Megaleech. So Lumi going to get a gaming PC when the horrible year of adulting expenses is done. Yeah. So now's the best time to buy gaming PC. Graphic cards are affordable first time. Yes, I actually read that it's a bit more affordable now. So what's Opie mad at? You fed him and shoved a syringe of painkillers down his throat. Oh dear, it's for your own good, cat. Cats rarely appreciate that sort of thing, though. Oh, what's that one, Megaleech? If you like Animal Crossing, check out Dinkum on PC. Okay. Sounds like an Australian indie? I don't know. Okay, you've got a plan. I like that. Get your bond back, and that clears OP surgery debt. Well, that's good. It's thing. Yeah, no, I feel you, Salumi. Sometimes shit just piles up. Moving, cat surgery, other things. Yeah. Stuff can frickin' sneak up on you and just build up. It's a whole thing. But here's all the positive vibes for you getting past that and getting over the hill. Well, we're running up the hill with the expenses now and getting it down and smooth sailing down the other side, I say. So says Dr. Abigail, you had to give medication to a duck. Once it was pills, painful for both of you. Other time it was drops and use snails as delivery mechanism. Duck, your friend is happy. Nice. That's some thinking right there. I like it. Right. I don't have my jigger. I'm trying to get everything ready for the stream. How am I going to proceed with undrunkening if I don't have my jigger? Because don't friggin' free pour in this house. Okay. You go over here. And rinse that sucker out. Alright, so experimental drink time. And I'm going to keep using this glass, even though that's the big. Okay, which gin? Okay, put aside which gin to use from the dozen at hand. Not that one, not that one. But this one. All you gins, get your shit together. Fuck me. Okay. Man, that was a fucking trial and a half. Okay. Okay. Putting them back, putting them back. Okay. That was a whole thing. Oh, while I'm up, look at this pretty red thing I've got here. Hold it up. See, look at that pretty red thing. That is clarified blood orange cordial. That's what I call it. Clarified blood orange, which I made because I got some blood oranges from the supermarket. Peeled them, cover those in sugar, leave it for like 2 days, and the sugar liquefies and turns into a syrup. Added the juice from the blood oranges, that mixed all the sugar was dissolved in that, strained and added that to some milk, which because of the acidity of the juice, and then strain that through a coffee filter, and we get this like blood orange cordial, completely natural. You're heading to Moon. Oh, 3-month follow-up after your surgery. Well, I hope you just get good reports about progress. Gin. Haven't used it in a little while, actually. Archie Rose's Sunrise Lime Gin, 2020. I think that was a limited edition. I don't know if they still make. And cordial first. Okay. All right. Right. We'll do an inch of the cordial. Should make for a really fruity variation of thing. Oh my god, sorry. I don't know the internet lag. It's temporary. I didn't even notice the warning sign that time. It's gone away now. We should be less pixely and laggy. All right. Pink gin gimlet. Well, that's yummy. So I hope I have a more acceptable number of pixels now. Dr. Abigail probably do have someone in the house hogging bandwidth, but I also think there something is wrong with the internet. I really have to remember to get on the phone to Telstra and say, "The fuck? Why is my internet so shit?" Because it's been like that for a while now, and every now and then the thought occurs to me, should call Telstra and say, "Yeah, motherfuckers, why is the internet that I pay a stupid amount for being all fucked? And fix it, you fuckers." Justin, when will the new government fix the NBN? I don't know. But if they're doing something, like if they're committing to some capital works, I hope they do it soon. Oh, that's an interesting one, Dr. Abigail. Router has a special LAN port that has priority, and your PC's plugged into that. It probably cause a revolution in the house if I commandeered bandwidth like that. So there are probably 2 people online gaming in the house at the moment. That's who's competing with me for bandwidth. So yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, see, Dr. Abigail, I just I think I'd come off second best in any revolution in this house. Just the American government is spending much on anything, paying back Liberals' debt. Well, yeah, as the Liberal Party has been lying for years about the state of the budget and various other things in Australia. But, what's going to happen? Who knows? We shall see, I suppose. So, yes, I mean, they're spending money on some things. They committed to try and make aged care a bit less of a travesty. Supposedly contributing a few billion to the suburban rail loop in Melbourne, which I did see. There was an article in The Age this week with people saying, like, "Oh, they didn't do proper due diligence and cost benefit analysis. And it's like, oh, go fuck yourselves. Honestly, it's just like, yeah. I mean, the benefits of that suburban rail loop are so fucking self-evident. Just improving the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. Oh no, improving people's lives. Why is the government doing that? But also just financially, there's so much benefit to it. It's just like, ugh. And yeah, it's like a huge fucking project. That's, I don't know how long is it. It's the entire thing's meant to take 10 or 15 years to complete. Like, it's a huge fucking infrastructure project. But yeah, no, Justin, that makes sense. The federal Labor doing a second budget to fix the fuckery of the Liberal Party. And because there's a lot of fuckery to fix. Just realized I hadn't actually. This isn't as syrupy as the last one I made. Oh my god, tastes really fucking good though. So, are you saying, Abigail, the Labor failed to appoint Senator Jordan Steele to chair, deputy chair a Senate hearing into disability service? Spoke that from Libs, but Labor? Shit's fuck. Well, okay. What party is Senator Jordan Steele in? If they're a Green, no matter how suited they might be to the role, Labor has a lot of antipathy to the Greens. They see the Greens as a threat. Yeah. Oh, cow hugging vegan. We're talking about where Pauline Hanson just weirdly decided her latest racist culture war thing is to reject the concept of welcome to country. Like something that's been happening for ages. It's just like, she's such a steaming fucking bag of shit. Yeah, see, Salumi, best person, it's politics. And I basically agree. I think I've heard the senator interviewed on Triple J, and I basically agree. But Labor are just like, fuck you, I'm not giving anyone freaking high profile. There's a pigeon in the kitchen. Yeah, and you may think that's a metaphor. Here, I'm going to show you. We have a pigeon whisperer in the house. No, you're looking the wrong way. Look at the camera. There you go. Mrs. Angry's lad has taken to rescuing injured pigeons and nursing them back to health. So, and I mean, how placid is that fucking pigeon just being carried around? So, happy. It's being looked after. We're a pigeon house now. So, oh, cow hugging vegan. You didn't see that. I thought that's what you're referring to.
I think the pigeon thinks you're a bit loud.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh well.
Bit disturbing, Pidgey. Sorry. Yes, Salumi, I agree with you. In all honesty. Okay. Again, Jackie Lambie's independent. It's political game playing. It's. Oh, I agree. I don't touch it. You got held hostage by one. Well, that's pretty brutal. We have a couple of different types. Visit the yard. There's that one, your common one. I think they also called rock doves sometimes. There's these spotted ones, and you know the ones that when they fly, they almost make a squeaky sound like they're clockwork. Yeah, they're pretty funny. There's about 3 types of pigeons in the neighborhood. Oh no, yeah, down the chimney. Came in through a blocked fireplace. Didn't want to go outside. Yeah, yeah, I can see that being an at least slightly traumatic incident. Um, Justin, I find Jackie Lambie interesting. I think the vast majority of the time she's a decent person. She just occasionally gets caught up in some right wing culture war bullshit. I feel like you could talk to her though. I feel like you'd sit down and say, okay, let's talk about this thing that's upset you. You know, what is it that you think's happening? Why is that a problem? And maybe we could talk it through, and you might realize it's not such a problem. She's more honest than the average politician for sure. But even when she does something off kilter, I feel like you could probably talk to her. You could probably just sit down and say, "Okay, look, let's nut this out. Let's work out what's going on here." You see, cow hugging vegan, you like pigeons, you're not going to touch them though. So you don't like when birds fly at your head? Yeah, it's not great. Ah. I remember. Does anyone remember, like years ago, I took visitors out on the Great Ocean Road, and there's this place where these king parrots will come down and eat out of your hand, um, which is fun. I haven't done that in ages. Might even do that this summer. Who knows? Um, I remember a Canadian friend who were out on the road, and also some sulfur-crested cockatoos came down, and so young American. Oh, I want to feed them. They're cool. Look at the size of them. And as he's like going out with a hand, I was just on the verge of saying, "Oh, be really careful with that one, because with their big fuck off beaks, they won't be as gentle as the parrots. You need to be very careful how you hold your hand so they don't sort of bite you. They don't mean to." And just as I was thinking, I should probably warn him, the cockatoo like just bit a bit of his finger like that, and he jumped. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I was literally just about to warn you about that." I was like, "Oh." Salumi, I don't think it matters who's backing cashless debit. One good thing Labor's done is just said categorically it's gone. It's fucking disgusting. It is discriminatory and cruel. Oh yes. No, well there were several videos, Dr. Abigail, and one was the kookaburra meat slapping me, being fed little bits of steak, and because they're hunters, they get little snakes and stuff, and they catch things that are still alive, and they bash them. And this kookaburra is sitting on my shoulder and has a bit of meat in its head and does the bashing and is doing it against my face. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Um, but that was the kookaburras were pretty cool. Oh yeah, no, again, galahs, they have that same sort of beak. Um, you have to, if you're going to feed birds with the beaks like that, you got it like in your palm and hold your hand really flat, and it's still really risky. Whereas he was holding stuff in his hand like this, and it just went in and bit his finger. The parrots could still bite you, but they have much littler beaks and they're less of a risk. Their little scratchy claws when they and there's the other thing. I was going to say the guy, like, if the cockatoo goes to land on you, like, don't. They're much more serious claws than the parrots. But there's also a koala colony in that place. So yeah, it's fun. I have not been there for years, I don't think. Yes, and also there's a golf course near there that is just like fucking covered in kangaroos, particularly at dusk. Just a huge number of kangaroos hang out on the golf course, which makes for interesting photos and videos as well. Oh yeah, no, going vegan. The sulfur crested cockatoos, they're like big and they have an attitude. They get funny, like you don't get them a lot around here, but various times that you do. I remember down at St Kilda, like right near St Kilda Beach, sometimes you get the sulfur cresteds, and Jesus, they like carrying on like silly buggers. Like they were playing on the power lines, and I mean they were playing like, they could just sit if they want, but these birds, they're like hanging upside down from the power lines and flapping their wings about and just squawking really loudly. It's just like absolute silly buggers. It's fun. Justin, your mum had a parrot, but you didn't teach it swear words. We had. I grew up with a sulfur-crested cockatoo as a pet. We didn't teach it swear words. It said the classic "Hello, Cocky" because I said to it. Actually, it was a she because she would occasionally lay an egg, which was interesting. Just at random intervals, like not very often, maybe not even once a year, but would occasionally lay an egg. With the fun things, the cockatoo did a very good dog impersonation. Occasionally, it'd do barking, and it fucking sounded exactly like a little dog. And the other thing it would do, because like our back door was never locked, and my mum's friends would come around and just call for her through the door, and her name was Patricia, Pat, and so these women would just be shouting "Pat" at the back door, and so the cockatoo learned it, and the cockatoo would just be shouting out "Pat, Pat." Oh yeah, Corellas. I think they migrate through here. They're not here all the time, but a couple of times a year, the park will have a shit ton of Corellas in it. They kind of look like the sulfur crested without the crest and with a black eye. They have a weird something or other around their eye that looks like it's bruising. So they look like they have black eyes. It's very weird, but they're mostly white. Yeah, I'm sure. I've never really read like why parrots mimic. They're not the only birds. There's like, and some birds are more prone to it than others. But yeah, the whole mimic thing is really quite weird. Ah, goodness gracious me. All right. I'm going to think we make something else with my blood orange syrup. What to do? I'm now going to look for an obscure recipe. Oh, okay, that sounds interesting. Ooh, 8 cocktails that challenge how whiskey's enjoyed. A white Rob Roy, Scotch and white vermouth, special spitters, chin chin, whiskey, apple juice, honey, and champagne. Don't really like champagne cocktails. Poinciana, whiskey, raspberry, coconut rum, and Campari. That's what this is, Graham. A dramble. Whiskey, crème lemon and sugar. See, Death and Taxes. That's my new favourite. Actually, haven't made that for a little while. Maybe I'll make one of them. Whiskey, gin, Puntamez, Benedictine, orange bitters, a GE blonde, whiskey, wine, apple juice, a Linstead, whiskey, pineapple juice, sugar, and absinthe. That's an interesting mix. A London sour, whiskey, orange juice, lemon juice, sugar, and orgeat. Things to try. Cowagging vegan is saying, we're saying the Corellas name the chicks. Well, there are a number of birds that are freakishly smart and have quite complex social relationships as well. Like various corvids have shown problem-solving skills on par with a 6-year-old human. Like they actually can solve some really quite abstract problems. Like they're incredibly observant and they're deductive. Like they understand cause and effect. Pretty freaky, honestly. And yeah, a few of the corvid family, your crows, magpies, ravens, etc., considered to have reasonably complex language. Like song means very specific things and they can count. It's pretty freaky when it's just like, it's just a birdie out there and it's got some cunning innate intelligence going on. That's why I make friends with the birds in my yard and feed them. Random thoughts. I was watching a video about grabby aliens. It's a hypothesis about why we haven't seen aliens. And the primary part of the hypothesis is on a cosmic scale. The people who put this forward believe Earth is a very early civilization. And the grabby aliens is, I don't know, just a cute thing there. What they really mean is species with an expansionist tendency. And I mean, you can see that in the natural world on Earth, not just humans. Humans are a very obvious example, but some other creatures do it as well. Expand into new territories, get new resources, increase your population in order to take over new territories. And so there's this hypothesis of grabby aliens. It's like a species with an expansionist tendency, if the civilization doesn't collapse, they will move out from their own planet and expand across the universe. And the early, on cosmic scale, early civilizations will expand more, and they will actually stop other species from being able to expand or even being able to exist. And so an essential thing of the grabby aliens thing was, one of their pictures in the YouTube video was, when are we likely to meet another civilization? And again, this hypothesis was that human society on Earth is actually an early starter on the cosmic scale. So it basically said, with this hypothesis, if we detected activity from because we're expanding off. We discover another species that is expanding through space, we're fucked because they're going to expand through here and take over our resources. So it was kind of like, we'll be glad that we haven't seen aliens, because if we saw aliens, it would already be too late, which was an interesting hypothesis. And there was this whole mathematical thing giving grounding to the hypothesis. And the lag happened again, did it? Fucking hell. Okay, I need to double check that I'm not on. Am I on Wi-Fi? I'm fucking on Wi-Fi. No, Wi-Fi is off. What if Wi-Fi is better than the fuck? I'm like connected by Ethernet. You know what? Fuck it. I don't know if what I just did is going to help at all, or if it's going to make it worse. We'll see. Justin, I don't know if that is an established or accepted scientific theory. See, Dr. Abigail, my opinion about why we have in contact with aliens is they checked us out first and just thought we were fucking gross. And so I've put a fence around the solar system with big warning signs. Don't go in here. Fucking weirdos in here. I remember there's a web cartoon I saw. There's some aliens land, and they land next to crucifixion. You know, possibly Jesus. But yeah, crucifixion's been pretty common throughout history. So yeah, a couple of aliens in their flying saucer land, and they see a group of people being crucified, and one alien just looks at the other one and goes, "You know what we need to do? We need to get the fuck out of here and never come back." So yeah, my big hypothesis for why we haven't seen aliens is because they saw us and went, "Ew, no, those things are gross. What the fuck?" There's a really good short story. At least I really like it, and it's decades old. It's called "They're Made of Meat." I could probably find it, actually. It's not very long, even though it'd be a breach of copyright. I could read it. I don't think they get picked up. They're made made out of meat. Short story by Terry Bisson. Oh, yeah, okay, it's really short. I am going to read it. It's really short, and I'll do side to side for the storytelling. 80s guy? No, I don't think so. But I just think so. Yes. So this is by a writer called Terry Bisson. It's from 1991. Okay, so it goes. It's all dialogue. There's no description. It's I'll do it like this. All right. They're made out of meat. Meat. They're made out of meat. Meat. There's no doubt about it. We picked several from different parts of the planet, took them aboard our recon vessels, probed them all the way through. They're completely meat. That's impossible. What about radio signals? The message to the stars? They use the radio waves to talk, but the signals don't come from them. The signals come from machines. So who made the machines? That's who we want to contact. They made the machines. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Meat made the machines. That's ridiculous. How can meat make a machine? You're asking me to believe in sentient meat. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. These creatures are the only sentient race in the sector, and they're made of meat. Or maybe they're like the orphalai. You know, a carbon based intelligence that goes through a meat stage. Nope. They're born meat, they die meat. We studied them for several of their lifespans, which didn't take too long. Do you have any idea the lifespan of meat? Oh, spare me. Okay, maybe they're only part meat. You know, like the Whittleye, a meat that has an electron plasma brain inside? Nope, we thought of that. Since they do have meat heads, like the Whittleye, but I told you, we probed them. They're meat all the way through. No brain? Oh, there's a brain, all right. It's just the brain is made of meat. So, what does it thinking? You're not understanding, are you? The brain does. The brain does the thinking. The meat. Thinking meat. You're asking me to believe in thinking meat. Yes, thinking meat, conscious meat, loving meat, dreaming meat. The meat is the whole deal. Are you getting the picture? Oh my God, you're serious then. They're made out of meat. Finally! Yes, they are indeed made out of meat. And they've been trying to get in touch with us for almost 100 of their years. So, what does the meat have in mind? Well, first, it wants to talk to us. Then I imagine it wants to explore the universe, contact other sentients, swap ideas and information, the usual. We're supposed to talk to meat. That's the idea. That's the message they're sending out by radio. Hello? Anybody out there? Anybody home? That sort of thing. They do actually talk then. They use words, ideas, concepts. Oh, yeah. Except they do it with meat. I thought you told me they used radio. Oh, they do. But what do you think is on the radio? Meat sounds. You know, when you slap or flap meat, it makes a noise? They talk by flapping their meat at each other. They can even sing by squirting air through their meat. Oh my God, singing meat. This is altogether too much. So, what do you advise? Officially or unofficially? Both. Officially, we're required to contact, welcome, and log any and all sentient races or multi-beings in the quadrant without prejudice, fear, or favor. Unofficially, I advise that we erase the records and forget the whole thing. I was hoping you'd say that. Oh, it seems harsh, but there's a limit. Do we really want to make contact with meat? I agree, 100%. What is there to say? Hey, meat, how's it going? But will this work? How many planets are we dealing with here? Just one. They can travel to other planets in special meat containers, but they can't live on them. And being meat, they only travel through sea space, which limits them to the speed of light and makes the possibility of their ever making contact pretty slim. Infinitesimal, in fact. So we just pretend there's no one home in the universe? That's it. Cruel. But you said it yourself. Who wants to meet meat? And the ones who've been aboard our vessels, oh, because if they do, we went into their heads, smoothed out their meat, so that we're just a dream to them. A dream to meat. How strangely appropriate that we should be meat's dreams. And we can mark this sector unoccupied. Good. Agreed. Officially and unofficially. Case closed. Any others? Anyone interesting on that side of the galaxy? Oh, yeah, a rather shy but sweet hydrogen core cluster intelligence in a Class 9 star in the G445 zone. It's in contact 2 galactic rotations ago. Wants to be friendly again. They always come around. And why not? Imagine how unbearably, how unutterably cold the universe would be if one were all alone. Just doing a puppet show with my hands. Naked Muppets! Naked Muppets! Ah, dear. '80s guy. That's a good take. Those aliens would classify our area as infected rather than uninhabited. Yep. So that was fun. I don't often do things like that. Act out a little play with my naked Muppets. So I was just gonna go, what would Muppet porn be if this is naked Muppets? And I went, no, I'm not going there. I'm not going to. But I have put the idea in your head now of how I'd act out Muppet porn with my naked Muppets. But we won't. We won't. I'll just contaminate your minds with the thought and then act like I'm not responsible for it. Which honestly, bit of a dick move. Ah. Yes. Naked Fraggles. I still say Fraggle Rock as a swear. Like instead of saying fuck, just go Fraggle Rock. 80s guy, pathogens and hive mind bugs far brighter than we. Meat puppets would seem. Well, I mean, our behavior is being dictated by microbes in our body, and sometimes feel like we're just a vehicle for pathogens to move around in. They have more effect on us than we have on them. It's very strange. I also think in that Bo Burnham special, Inside, the song he has with a sock puppet, Soccer. That is how the world works. That is a weird and fun little thing about power dynamics and how civilization is inherently violent. There's a thing I like to throw out to people every now and then. You realize you and I only exist because someone else was killed horribly, someone was raped, someone was tortured. We owe our existence to the horrible demise of someone else. It's not our fault. We're not responsible for it, but we only exist because someone else doesn't. Yeah. Oh, honey, you've been coding. Okay, I love it. Nerd shit. They made of a Leibniz formula, 10 times faster than your algorithm. Okay. Similar but different algorithm. Up and hard left circumference doesn't work. There it is. Well, fuck, dude, that is great brain exercise that you're doing. So on one level, it doesn't even have to work that well. The fact that you're just putting the effort into creating the code and running code and determining things from that. I was thinking I could make a clarified drink on the stream so you can see what it's like. Oh no, Heine, is your fun over now? Oh well. As long as you had some fun, and hopefully you find some more fun in the future. So what's in a Linstead? Whiskey, and a lot of pineapple juice, a little bit of sugar syrup, splash of absinthe, and bitters. Man. Whiskey and pineapple. That's friggin' weird. Okay, I wonder if my pineapple juice is still okay. I'll check it. I'll try that. A whiskey and pineapple cocktail. Pretty trippy. All right. Fresh canned pineapple juice. All right. Let's pour some of this into a glass and see if it's still okay. Because it might not be. I forget how long it's been there. Looks okay. I'm just going to do the old 100% method. Like, looks okay. Smells okay. Tastes fine. It's probably not poisonous. Like I had a chicken thing for dinner. I'm not sure I cooked it properly. It's going, man, I might come down with food poisoning. That would not be good. That would have come on already. Food poisoning comes on pretty fast. Ugh. 80s guy. Order later comes from death, chaos, disease, fire, destruction. Yeah. And yes, we all unquestionably have questionable ancestors or actively fucking evil ancestors. I agree with that, Dr. Abigail. Sometimes just writing paper as an exercise is good for your mind. Yeah. Megalich, you're talking in relation to food poisoning? It depends on which bacteria, how quickly it comes on. Yeah, but I mean, what's the longest it takes to come on? I just remember the times I've had food poisoning and it's like come on within half an hour of eating the bad thing. And then my body goes, I want that out. Whoa. Okay, so we're saying a day to a couple of days. Huh. Well, maybe that's something to look forward to. Something to look forward to. I might be sick tomorrow. I don't think so. I think with chicken, it's like salmonella. It's because I'm also just thinking. I'm not sure if it was the last time I got food poisoning, but it was a really memorable one. It was a KFC burger. It was a limited thing KFC did. It was their version of a chicken parma, and I think the ham was off. And yeah, it was like 15 minutes after eating it, I was like, "Wait, what's wrong?" I was on IRC, and I just said, "Oh, be back," and just ran and just hurled. Felt heaps better after throwing up, actually. So Megalich, she watched a video, went through different bacteria, how different symptoms and gestation periods. Fun! Saying digestive system has its own subimmune and nervous system can react differently. True. Well, we'll see. I'll take my second gamble then with this pineapple juice. Yes, maybe we weren't meant to eat it. No, I actually don't think evolution supports you on that at all. I think it's possible for us to live healthier lives not eating meat. I don't think that never meant to eat meat argument holds up at all. But I think we are now advanced to the stage where we could choose. I love your spirit, 80s guy. Diseases, fun and diverse. Again, yeah, humans are capable of incubating some fucking wild diseases. Man, we find just incredible ways to get sick and die. Right. So I've decided that's okay. Just have to choose a whiskey. Which whiskeys are here? Which one's that? Red Gum Smoked. That was the first one I picked up. Oh no, Unexpected. That's almost gone. I won't finish that. They don't use that stupid name anymore. They just call it Peat Finish. All right. So if you want a shaker, there's my shaker. And we're going to want a strainer. We get this shaker. Right, you bloody well, right. I want a foaming agent. Where's my Wonder Foam? I don't really want to use an egg white. All right. Hey, Maddie, I'm about to make a drink I've never made before. Whiskey and pineapple juice bakes cocktail. See, those are words that I can't understand. Text or latex is good if you're publishing. Share a document, PDF. All right. 80s guy. No meat doesn't hold up to facts. Yeah. Again, Karagin Vin, that doesn't hold up because someone instinctively made fire to cook food. it been refined and taught through several, thousand, I don't know. When did hominids start using fire? I'm not that good on prehistory. So, again, someone did instinctively, or they saw, I don't know, a beast that got hit by lightning and burnt up, and they went, that actually smells pretty good. What's that like? Justin, it's distinctly possible lab-grown meat will be a much bigger thing. I think that would be a good thing. I think the factory farming machine is fucking horrific, quite honestly. But yes, I think a future of lab-grown meat is assuming it works, assuming it can be done on a large scale, safely and non-pollutingly. I think it's an excellent idea. So that Salumi traced a genetic mutation you have for high iron. It's from bad hunting periods hundreds of generations ago. Ah. Well, I mean, even human teeth kind of make it very obvious they're rip and tear. Oh, well, I mean, it still involves killing the animals. It's just that factory farming is industrial grade horror. It's just fucking awful. It is. It's bad. And it's worse in some parts of the world. For instance, I think probably the worst is United States factory farming. It's actually a nightmare for the consumers, not just for the animals, but it's real bad for the animals. I think it's less of an issue in Australia, but still, factory farming is fucked. I say that as someone who eats products from factory farming. I'm a hypocrite, okay? I don't even want to hide it. So what do I want? I'm whiskey. Oh, why did I think this had foam in it? Oh, because I was thinking of making a sour earlier. Okay. Pineapple juice, a little bit of sugar syrup, a little bit of absinthe, and some bitters. Where's my absinthe? There. Where's my tiki bitters? I do the tiki bitters. No, it's my spiced cranberry bitters. Fuck it, I'll do those. That was the hand of God that made this come to me. Okay, so. Ooh, I know what sugar syrup I'm going to use too. I made a whole bunch of syrups recently. This one's really tasty. An oleosaccharin. A lemon sugar syrup. Yum-o. Okay, so. Where's my shaker? This has got a lot of whiskey. Gotta love that. All right, so just a little bit of sugar syrup. About that much. Tasty. And even a little bit of absinthe. So, don't know why I'm pouring it in here, because once it's in here, it's in here. Probably about that much absinthe, just a little, like, spoon of absinthe. What's we doing? Oh, yeah, the pineapple juice. Pineapple juice. I don't know if I've had a pineapple whiskey drink before, which is why I was interested to try this one. And finally, the whiskey. So, two shots. All right. Not much of this one left, but that's just an excuse to buy another bottle of something when this runs out. One of the reasons I'm using. All right, ice, baby. Where's the ice all stuck together? For God's sake. Okay. My freezer's over full at the moment. All right. Oh, some bitters. A lot of dust on that. I don't think I've touched this bottle for a while. Well, I wonder if it's gone weird. Yeah, no, it looks fine. Just a little bit of bitters in there. And so 80s guy looked into the Thursday video I put out. Who's one that would cover Blue Heavens? What? What did I say? Oh, I do remember vaguely saying something about that. I think that's an accurate summary, Dr. Abigail. It's vestigial. We don't really need to, and it's not particularly healthy, and it's bad for the environment. It's kind of bad for the dead animals too. Okay, this is gonna be noisy, and I'm gonna turn the microphone off for like 10 seconds. Turn the mic back on. Okay. Now, you're supposed to serve this up in a glass. I'm going to have it in this one again. Putting a bit more flavor into the orange peel. Mrs. Angry will use it in a hot chocolate tomorrow. All right, so pineapple whiskey drink. New one on me. Variety is the spice of life, as they say in the classics. All right, so it's a weird looking drink. What does it look like in the site that I saw it on? Oh yeah, it kind of looks, yeah, yellowy orange, slightly green tinged. Mine actually kind of looks like swamp water. Oh well. Man, whoa! Oh, the pineapple with the peat is wild. The 80s guy, vague remembering, you get it. Nothing in any form super healthy. We're human beings. You had a bad time with a vegan. Look, the funniest thing to me, not many people say this, but some people say that a vegan diet is automatically healthy, and it isn't by definition. You know, you can still fry things and have too much sweetener in things. There's vegan junk food. There's a bunch of vegan junk food out there. But yes, I say it's kind of like I want to say something positive about diet, which is the thing that I definitely do not actually do myself. Moderation, recognizing which bits are problematic and not doing them so much, he said, having another sip of his alcoholic beverage. Pineapple's made it all foamy. Oh, now I'm getting a bit of the absinthe. I didn't get absinthe in the first taste I have. And that's, yes, actually, that's a really good point, Dr. Abigail. So much junk food that a lot of people consume is technically vegan. It was not made to be vegan. It just has no meat products, no animal products in it. And it's really bad for you. Justin, a recent study has... I did see that there was even more evidence that the Wuhan market is a likely starting point for COVID. Another thing about the meat industry, it stands, a pretty good chance of killing us one day. You think COVID's bad, you talk to the disease people, they are really, really concerned about avian flu variants. I think two of their biggest concerns are viruses that mutate among fowl that are used in food production and pigs. And again, the factory farming of chickens in particular and pigs is really fucking unhygienic. So that's another thing about particularly the factory farming thing, but just meat farming in general. You get a lot of people who know a lot about diseases who are really concerned at the possibility of us getting fucking savaged by a disease that starts in meat production. 80s guy, medical thing you discovered having doctor visits, labs. Your body type processes meat and animal stuff better. Oh. Again, we are a varied bunch, and we have a bunch of fucking mutations. You got dumped when the doctor explained it. Oh no. And yes, iron deficiencies are relatively common. There are a lot of people who would struggle to be healthy if they didn't eat meat. It's not all of us. It's not even a majority, but it's a lot of people. This whole thing, like, I love it when people say something like, "Oh, it only affects 1% of people. That's hardly important." It's like, that's a lot of people. It's like when you try to think like, what percent of Americans hold some incredibly deranged belief, and they say, 10% of people think this insane thing, and people say, well, 90% of people don't think that. Okay, if 10% of Americans think that, you've got 30 million people holding this absolutely deranged belief. So yeah, it's fuck me. People. It's believe me, that's part of why you're getting your own chickens. Pamper babies and more ethical eggs. Yes, egg production is pretty fucking dodgy too. Oh, yeah, Justin, we have so much variation in how we respond, not just to COVID, to all diseases. It's it's when humans aren't a single amorphous blob. It's some of us are very different to some of the rest of us. It's the closed-mindedness of people who don't want to acknowledge differences in people, whether it's physical differences, whether it's cognitive, neurological differences. The idea that humans are one thing and that you can compartmentalize and say, everyone's this. There's no everyone. There's a whole bunch of individuals. And there's a lowest common denominator, is like the most common traits, definitely, but nothing's universal. I think I shared it on a stream a while back. I put it on Facebook. That made it easy for me to share it on the stream, but people liked it on Facebook. It's like how, actually, I'll find it so I don't say the wrong thing, because I actually just forgot a vital detail from it. Let me see. Jesus, the only thing I've been putting on Facebook is live streams. There you go. Okay, pre-record. God, man, I do a lot of live streams. No, a couple of photos, street art, sunset. The AI art Nettie sent me. She tried to make it do Mimsy. The description was skinny ginger cat serving cocktails in a dimly lit bar with fairy lights. Detailed, realistic. It's pretty funny. Wow, this is here it is. I fucking found it. So it's like 99% of atoms in the universe are either hydrogen or helium. It's like 74% of atoms are hydrogen, 25% are helium. All other atoms make up 1% of matter. So the person posted it saying, well, atoms are binary. They're either intended to be hydrogen or helium. We can't scrap this worldview because of a handful of exceptions. I appreciate the joke, Dr. Abigail. I will then get on to a long rant of problems I've had with USB. What was ACAB in that context, Dr. Abigail? All chickens are bastards? Oh, I tell you what I've seen, Cowhacking Vegan. I've seen a couple of examples of incredibly healthy young people get severely fucked up by COVID. Not just really severe illness when they've got it, but just brutal long COVID, and it's just fucked. Ha. 80s guy, I get it. Having had a morbid obsession for disease. It is, but it's fascinating. Disease is fucking fascinating, I think. Uh, 80s guy, I don't think what you're saying is relevant there. It's a joke. It's about the way some people approach concepts of gender. How I can be. You remember there was a webcomic I saw. It was like years ago. It was done by someone with allergies, and it was done like a manga character. Your immune system was this huge hulking thing following you around, going, "I will always protect you," and and the person's going, "Thank you, you're so sweet," and then they sniff a flower, and there's like some pollen on your face, and the immune system gets really agitated and goes, "What's that?" And the person says, "It's just pollen, don't worry." And the immune system goes, "It's trying to kill you," and punches you in the face. I thought that was an excellent analogy for allergies. Just your body doing absolutely fucking wrong thing. Oh God, we were having that conversation early. A subreddit of medical gore. Oh my God. My God. Yes, we had this conversation earlier, and I, oof, I relayed some friends I went to college with back in the pre-dawn, Paleolithic age with no internet. Had friends who would go to the state library and go and find the forensic medicine encyclopedias because they'd have bunches of weird, fucked up photos of injuries and diseases and operations and autopsies, and they would amuse themselves for quite a while finding the grossest shit they could find in the library and took great joy in describing it in quite some detail, what they'd found. So 80s guy using an example of false comparison. Yeah, but it's just a joke. It was a joke. It's a joke, Joyce. Yes, I absolutely get where you're coming from. But yes, it's just a joke of where people feel really confident making gross generalizations, and they think, well, most is like that. They think that's an argument. It's an absolute nonsense argument. Yes, that's another one. Cow hugging vegan. Overreacting T cells, not taking advice from T suppressors. Yes, actually, what I was mentioning earlier, the grabby alien hypothesis. A part of the mathematical equation they talk about difficult steps that well, not just life, but they were talking about life in this thing. The number of difficult steps you have to accomplish, and one was just a cell existing, and then there was something that biologists will know as changing to a different, more complex sort of cell, and that's a difficult step. And then another difficult step was actually, becoming a cellular thing that divides and grows, and then, becoming a recognizable creature, and then developing intelligence and tools, and like each of these steps of biological growth, it was called a difficult step, and that's how you worked out how likely a civilization was to exist. How many difficult steps does it have to do? How long does that usually take? How long does a planet usually stay habitable? So how likely is an intelligent race likely to be? And this is where, with this hypothesis, it posits that Earth is an early level on the cosmic scene. And they, what do you mean by early rather than the? Because then they said, when will we run into an alien race? Because it should happen. But then, because of the restrictions of the speed of light, etc., they started saying like, oh, hundreds of millions or even billions of years into the future. And it was like, well, that was boring. I thought you were going to say we'll contact aliens in 50 years. And they were like, no, really, we don't want aliens to be coming to us. We want to be arriving to find other aliens, because if aliens come to us, they're probably going to take over this section of the galaxy and maybe wipe us out. But they say, how long would it take humans to expand out into the universe? And they were talking in terms of hundreds of millions to billions of years. And I was like, well, that fucking sucks. Oh, yes, Dr. Abigail. I don't remember exactly what the great filter is. But I have heard that it's like one of the reasons that we maybe haven't seen. One of the reasons we haven't seen aliens. And of course, the big one is maybe we're just unique. Maybe the complex life, self-aware, intelligent life is such an astronaut. Oh, Dr. Abigail, do you want to be on the stream and answer questions? Because that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we are unique. Maybe. Okay, Abigail's going to jump in. We're going to talk aliens. That's always good. Putting the link in. Linky dinky dink. Okay, I'm going to say this drink I made with the peated whiskey and the pineapple juice is weird. It's not unpleasant, but it's definitely weird. It's definitely weird. And I'm a fan of weird. So, maybe I should drink some water. Actually, 1.5 hours into the stream, I should actually drink some water. Don't even have Shieldsy here telling me to drink water. I'm just spontaneously thinking of drinking water. Whoop, there's a surprise. Big Pat's actually trying to join, although it's not working. There's a surprise. I thought that was going to be Abigail as Big Pat, but it's not working. He's trying to connect, but it's not connecting. So yes, I don't know if you've just got a bad internet connection, Pat, but it's not letting you join. But there's Dr. Abigail is joining. Hello.
Hello. Hello. I'll put my glasses on.
Yes, because we're talking serious topics, so you should be wearing
Yes.
glasses to talk
Exactly.
serious science.
Yes, and get the hair out of my face.
Yeah.
Cool. So,
aliens.
What do you want to hear about first? The Great Filter,
Okay.
or
the Great
my
Filter,
theory
because I
about
vaguely remember it, but it sounds like you
the
really
Great
know the
Filter?
detail of it.
The Great Filter is a hypothesis about the survival of a species to become a member of the galactic community. So there are a number of filters for a species to get, like, hurdles to get past to achieve space travel. And so you started it with like a planet has to develop life and develop sentient life and sapient life, and then get over destroying themselves, and there's all these steps along the way, and if they can get over these hurdles, that's all a filter, and if they can get through this filter, then they can join the galactic community.
Yeah.
And that's that's the hypothesis of the Great Filter. And at the moment, we are getting caught in the Great Filter. It is likely we will not survive. And we are being caught in the Great Filter and not survive it, unfortunately, because we are greedy and selfish and warlike and as much as individual members are not, as a whole, we have given power. As a collective, we've given power to those who have trashed our planet and killed us all.
Yeah. I also, sorry, side thing, Greg asking me how I pulled up, because I did get reasonably pissed last night.
You were smashed, yeah.
Yeah.
You were,
no, I was fine. Didn't even really have a headache. Probably just a really vaguely unsettled tummy. But it was kind of like, it's one of those things you wake up and go, I think I need a bacon sandwich.
Yep.
It was that type of morning.
Yep. For me, it's a Hungry Jack's Impossible Burger.
Oh yeah, no, that would be good too. Yeah,
yeah.
But, I thought I'd probably have a nap during the day, but I didn't.
Deep fry that shit. Yeah. So my other theory on the whole aliens thing. Now this would fail the AIDS challenge. I can't say this in less than 3 minutes, but think about life on Earth, right? And you've got humans and chimpanzees, our closest relative on Earth.
Yeah.
And there's 1% difference in our DNA.
Yes.
Now you would think how much smarter we are than chimpanzees. All things considered, chimpanzees are reasonably smart for what they are, but the things they can do and figure out, our children can do.
Yes. Yeah.
and we can do so much more,
Yeah.
right? 1%. We are 1% smarter
Yeah. Yeah.
than chimpanzees, right? Now imagine aliens that are 1% smarter than us. They
Yeah.
would see us like chimpanzees, and they're, oh, congratulations, little Timmy, you created differential calculus from first principles in grade 2, and you like solved special relativity in grade 3. Congratulations. Their children would be able to do what we could do, and they could do so
Yeah.
much more. 1%.
Yeah.
And that's only one. Imagine so much more intelligent than that. So my theory is that aliens could, like, potentially, if they're smart enough to figure out faster than light travel, would be so many orders of magnitude smarter than us, they would look at us and think they're just not worth their time. We're just apes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're great apes.
I love the idea of
We're
aliens going, "Oh, look at you, you're so clever."
such a great ape. But
Yeah.
we're apes. We're talking apes. I mean, we've come far. We're
Yeah.
sending robots out into
Yeah.
our solar system.
Yeah.
But
But I mean, yeah.
like, most of us can't even do differential calculus in our heads. We're
Yes.
so dumb.
Yeah.
And what's wrong with you? You can only think three-dimensionally.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But
yeah.
who knows what the next century brings? Maybe the complete collapse of our civilization, but
Mm,
uh,
yeah.
maybe great things. You look, it was like only 60 years, or vaguely that,
Yes.
between the first powered flight and the moon landing.
Mhm.
That's
Well, yeah.
trippy as fuck.
Yeah, well, now you're getting onto the information singularity. Every
Mm.
like, the rate that we're learning more is
Yeah.
accelerating, so that the rate that we're catching up to ourselves.
Yeah.
For example, like, um, it once took 50 years to double the sum total of human knowledge, and then it
Yeah.
took 40 years, and then 20 years, and 10 years, and eventually it'll hit a point where it's just it asymptotes. And
Yeah.
I read recently that an AI predicted. Do you know what protein folding is? Do you know,
I
like,
have
in medical
heard
field?
of it. I couldn't tell you
So
what it is though.
proteins, long chain proteins,
Yeah.
um, fold in dramatic different ways in biology. And the trick of protein folding is to figure out how they fold
Right.
given different circumstances.
Yeah.
And um, there've been lots of computational efforts to figure out protein folding. Specific proteins we can kind of do now, like, there's been folding at home, a cloud project for decades. But recently, if you can nail protein folding, if you can do a specific, I've got this protein, I need to figure out how it folds under these
Yeah.
circumstances,
Yeah.
bang, you've got a disease cured.
Yeah.
Recently, an AI predicted 200 million different proteins, how they would fold under specific circumstances. Not definitely did, but predicted,
Yeah.
but with surprising accuracy. It's said to be one of the most substantial um, um, contributions to science done by an AI.
Nice.
And damn, it's if it pans out, it's huge. And those are the kinds of exponential leaps that the
Mm.
singularity is bringing. We are
Yeah.
living in the end times, for better or
Yeah. I mean,
worse.
you imagine learning. how to manipulate matter. So things like
Mm-hmm.
the various sci-fi has the creators, uh, replicators in Star Trek, but it's through other sci-fi as well that we
Yep.
learn it's all just atoms, and you learn how to manipulate them, and you can recombine the atoms to form
Yep.
anything. And that
I read.
is not
Yeah.
impossible technology. That's
I
there's a
read
logical
somewhere.
thing there.
I read somewhere that someone invented a machine to do something very very much like that for specific molecules, which
I
is
know
again
scientists
exciting.
have manipulated molecules, like they've
Oh,
created gold.
we've
Yeah,
been we've been manipulating individual atoms for
yeah,
decades,
yeah,
and yeah, it's we are, for better or worse, we are living in the end times. And
yeah,
what comes next? There's a reason that science fiction is so derivative nowadays. Like it's just like it has been for speculative science fiction
yeah.
is long past its golden age. And that's
Right.
because it's so hard to predict what comes next.
Yeah,
Like it's almost impossible. So
yeah,
that's like for ages, science fiction, which is fiction that looks at in the future and
yeah,
speculates and looks
yeah,
forward, as opposed to fantasy, which is its counterpart, which is why sci-fi and fantasy are often lumped together.
yeah,
Um, Science fiction traditionally has been very speculative, very forward-facing, predictive. Um, Obviously for nerds, because there's a lot of
yeah,
science involved, but very inward-looking, but also like looking at how humans react to the future. But it's been so derivative for so long because we have no idea what's coming next. It's impossible to predict.
yeah. Of course. Again, like, because yeah, you just go back 20 years and stuff we're
Mm,
taking for granted. If you dropped someone in here with
yeah,
no warning, it would be
they would
like,
be
the
astounded.
fuck?
Yeah,
What the fuck? Um,
yeah, for sure.
and even simple stuff like, I remember anthropological studies, people who'd never been exposed to photography couldn't recognize themselves in a black and white photo because they had no grounding in what that was, and it's an abstraction. That's not what they saw if they looked in a mirror, and it's like, and they were literally just seeing gray blurs on, and they're like, "What's that?" And
Yeah,
uh,
okay.
so yeah, you introduce people to a technology that they've had no contact with whatsoever, and yeah, you're largely going to get, the fuck is that?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's funny. Like during when the original Star Trek came out, the
yeah,
original series,
yeah,
and there were heaps of predictions in Star Trek, medical
yeah,
devices and
yeah,
scanning devices and starships and warp drive.
yeah.
But that, like, I remember them saying absolutely one of the things that will never ever ever happen are doors opening by themselves. And that was one of the first things that,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that could never happen. And
yeah.
okay,
I
okay,
did like
boomer.
in Discover, particularly the last season of Discovery, where they're flung into the far future, and that they had a go and they said, we need to invent some technology that's just fucking out there. And it was the reforming ships, the ships that
Yep.
didn't hold one shape, and they just
Oh yeah,
changed.
programmable matter and
Yeah,
um configurable, yeah,
yeah. And
configurable
it was just like,
hulls.
Yeah, like someone just went way out there. Like, well, why would something be static? Why couldn't it reconfigure and change? And that was a clever bit of speculation, I thought.
Mm.
But what was I? Oh god, something popped into my head and then ran out of my head.
Have
That's the wrong
Have
way
you
to do it.
watched the Orville? Have you watched like up to the latest episode?
I have not watched any of the new season. No.
It's good. It's
All
good.
right. Yeah, I'll probably start
It's very
watching it
good.
this week.
They've really put Seth MacFarlane on a leash.
Right.
Either that or he's actually learning
Yeah.
how to be
Okay.
a decent human being. But
Okay.
it's really good.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm looking forward to watching it. Yeah, because I worked out. Yeah, it's on SBS, and so I bookmarked it, and I'm going to watch it at some point. Hey, Safa, how's it
Okay.
going?
Hello.
But
So
yeah,
what else was there that, like, I got the Great Filter, I got the Why Haven't Aliens? I wanted to, one of the reasons why you should have another monitor is so that when you have something on your screen, you can still see the chat. Because
yeah,
when you had They're Made Out of Meat on the screen, I
yeah.
was in the chat saying, wait, I want to read it with you.
Ah,
That would
that
have
would have
been
been good.
cool.
Yes, that would have been
So
good.
have another monitor. Damn it.
Yeah, fair call. But again, because I just do these streams from the kitchen, and it would be such a pain in the ass to. Actually, it honestly wouldn't be that difficult. I've got monitors.
No, I know.
But I'm
It
very
really
lazy.
wouldn't.
I'm very
It
lazy.
really wouldn't. You could just get like you could you could go to Cash Converters, get a $200 monitor, just a small monitor
Yeah.
with HDMI, and just
Yeah.
plug it in, plug it into the power, boom, bang, there you go.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even
Look,
cost you that
honestly,
much.
what I could have done, I could have brought it up on my phone. I could have just brought it up on my phone and shared it out there.
Yeah,
I could have done
yeah.
that. I just didn't think
Salumi
of it.
saying it's not the latter. He still insists a super transphobic. So it was because his trans.
Oh
Oh,
my god! Oh,
but
don't you hate that lane? Some of my best friends are black.
yeah,
It's,
those he did the same joke more than once as well.
yeah.
He did it on American Dad, I think, or
Which is a
whatever it was.
much
The one,
worse show than Family Guy.
yeah, like it was such an awful joke.
Yeah.
It
Oh
was
god, that's
it
and now
was
that's
worse. It was worse than fucking Ace Ventura. It was
yeah,
along the same lines, but worse.
yeah. It
Um,
also just made
and he
me
did
think of
it more than once.
yeah.
And fuck that guy.
It
But
just made me think. Sorry.
the Orville is decent,
Yeah,
and they've really got him on a leash.
yeah. Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just made me think of Dave Chappelle, and because I was such a huge Dave Chappelle fan, he's such a fuckwit. And it's so frustrating because Dave Chappelle's a very intelligent person. He's a very funny comedian. He is one of the funniest comedians of the last 20 years. And the weirdest thing to me is he's also a very compassionate person, except when he's not. And
Yeah.
he
Oh,
just
funny
has
about that.
he just has these massive fucking blind spots. Like apparently he railed against affordable housing being built
Oh,
anywhere near where he lives because I think he doesn't want
wow.
poor people. It's just, but his most recent fucking bullshit with transphobic is like some. I think he was paying for a theater at a university or something, and they were going to call it the Dave Chappelle building. And he said, "Don't do that." I got told it's too divisive and it'll cause shit. And he's called it, the building for free thought and artistic expression and whatnot. And But here's where it gets bad. He said in this interview, because students were going like, no, fuck this guy. And he's going like, oh, these young people, they've been indoctrinated. They've had these thoughts put into their head. That wasn't their own words. And that I was just like, fuck you. Fuck you. Because someone points out you're being a piece of shit, you go, oh, they've been indoctrinated. That's not their own free thought. Go, dude, you know how you're like in your 50s? You are impossibly old and boring. You are impossibly old and boring for these 20-year-olds. And then when you condescendingly say that's not their own thoughts, they are just going to double down with fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
Yep. Damn.
Actually, how old is he? I just thought maybe I underestimated his age.
The only good Seth is Seth Green, and if he does something shitty, I'll be so mad. I agree, Salumi, and I will always see Seth Green as a werewolf, and you can't change my mind.
Yes, that doesn't surprise me. Okay, he's 49. Okay.
Oh, close enough.
Yeah. It's just like, dude, you are impossibly old and boring. And telling young people they're not having their own thoughts, like, you fucking loser. That's what bugs me. That's like such a loser line. That's like, fuck off, man. And it's just like, it's like, oh, everyone says I'm a piece of shit. They've clearly been in.
It must be,
Principal Skinner,
Yes,
no,
it must be there.
Wrong.
So now that I don't have to say fun stuff, check this out. I bought this at the quilting and hang on, even his character in Mass Effect I see as a werewolf. Yeah, excellent. So I bought this at the quilting and craft show.
Yes.
Right, and they had many different designs and colors, but I liked this one, and it's like a magnetic clip, just clips on. But it's not strictly a pin. It's actually for holding your glasses
holder. That is
and you can't really see it because light. Hang on, let me see if I can open up that. Oh, there we go. See, glasses holder.
Nice.
Cool, huh?
That is pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I should start to say, no, lucky Dave Chappelle doesn't watch the screen. Fuck you, Dave Chappelle. I'm calling you out, okay? Step up, you big muscly bitch. He's like a foot taller than me, I think, and he's actually really jacked. Like, he would fuck me up so badly if...
Yeah, but you would have the moral high ground. As you're bleeding in the emergency room. I won the moral high ground.
Dave Chappelle still sucks. He beat the fuck out of me, but he still sucks. Oh, sorry. I think Pat's I'm going to see. Pat, is your connection working? I think it's working.
Yes.
Good. What are you up to, brother?
On Monday, my brother's birthday.
Oh, brother's birthday on Monday. Nice. Big party?
Bing. No.
How old is he?
No, my brother's 46 now.
46. Okay, so he's old. He's very old.
That's
you got to be careful.
That's ancient.
His bones will
break a hip.
If you bump him too hard, he's like his bones will just turn to dust. Trust me, that happens by your mid-40s.
Man, I don't have my brother.
Yeah, don't tell your brother I was shit talking him because I don't even know him. But I'm in enough trouble with Dave Chappelle. Your brother's not as far away as Dave Chappelle. He might actually come and get me.
No, my brother. My mom's disease.
Okay.
And then yesterday I won Bonnie yesterday.
What did you win?
Bonnie? I played bowling yesterday.
Oh, bowling! You won. You were bowling and you won.
Yep.
Neat. I bet you could beat me. I am shit.
What was your
I'm so
score?
bad at
Do you
bowling.
remember? Do you
What was
remember
your
what your
score,
score
Pat?
was?
62.
Yeah, I still think you'd beat me. Yeah, I'm very, very bad at bowling. So I just think
Yeah,
me
yeah.
having the
Oh.
moral ground.
I used to do league bowling
Oh,
when
yeah,
I was
saw,
like
yeah,
19,
I
20 years
saw you
old.
yesterday. You know, drunk.
Me drunk? I think you've got me confused with someone else, Pat. I don't think that was me who got
Yeah, you're
drunk.
drunk yesterday.
I think you could. That doesn't sound right. That me being drunk.
Look. I don't think you.
You're drunk.
Do you even drink? Angry? Do
No.
you even drink alcohol?
I don't allow alcohol in the house. It's like
Yeah. See? Yeah, I saw you
dear.
yesterday.
Yeah. So it's the thing of me having the high moral ground. I remember Jim Jeffries having a routine where he was basically saying, it's actually true that everyone in Hollywood's a fucking degenerate because they work for Roman Polanski and Woody Allen.
Yeah.
One who is definitely an actual child sexual predator, and the other one who is, let's face it, although he hasn't done anything you can get him for legally, is also a creepy fucking groomer. And you all work for him, and it's because you're garbage. And then he's like, "There's no way I would work for someone like that." And then he went, "And that is the only reason I've never been in a Roman Polanski film or a Woody Allen film, because of my strict moral stance on the matter." Which it was pretty funny. It's like
was
really.
that Jim Jeffries?
It was Jim
that-
Jeffries.
Who was the British guy who literally called out Hollywood to Hollywood at the Oscars about?
Oh, that was Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais. Oh yeah, that's right. I hate Ricky Gervais, but
Yeah.
fuck, he's just on point sometimes.
He did tell the truth.
He told the bare ass truth, to Hollywood, and not for laughs.
No.
And no one laughed because he was accurate, but he was spot on. And anyone who wasn't from Hollywood was laughing their ass off.
Yeah.
And it was it was so awkward. And it was fucking great. And have you seen it? Have you seen his?
I think the funniest thing he said is after he really went there with an Epstein joke, and the audience was sort of like, ugh, and he just went, "Oh, shut up! I know he's your friend." And and that actually got a laugh. Like they just went, "Oh, we kind of went like he's going too far," and he just told us to fuck ourselves, and it was just. That was the line that really made me laugh. We said, "I know you're getting a bit edgy about this because he's your friend," and Jesus, oh dear. But yes, again, speaking of people who have massive blind spots, again, Ricky Gervais is an intelligent person. He is a funny person, and in certain concepts, he's a compassionate person. He has some massive fucking blind spots.
Yep.
But it's also comedians generally. People always worry about like, oh, I thought that comedian was really with it, but then they did that thing honoring Dave Chappelle, or they are on Ricky Gervais' side. Because comedians are insecure as fuck. They feel like they're under attack all of the time. So you, the audience, the public, you are not on their side. You are the enemy most of the time. So if they took the audience's side against another comedian, 9 times out of 10, that's going to end badly for them. I mean, one where it didn't, Hannibal Buress, who had this routine for ages about Bill Cosby as a creepy fucking predator who drugs people. And as we had the immortal line, "Why are you booing? You know it's true."
Yeah. It's
And
yeah.
it started because
A
I don't know he
fucking
did.
comedy routine about drugging people.
Yeah,
Like,
there was an
where's the
episode of
line?
the Cosby Show where he's basically making jokes about drugging everyone at a family barbecue. It's weird as fuck. He was right, like Jimmy Savile. He was right out in the open. And the people who still defend him, like, because because like Jimmy Savile, Cosby bought respectability. He gave millions to charities and whatnot. And I remember, like, when it was coming out, how bad he was. You had people saying, "Oh, you're going to ruin his legacy." And I'm going, his fucking legacy should be that he's a serial predator who drugs people. That's what his
Yes.
legacy should be. It's like, stop
Yeah.
acting like you can buy your way out of heinous behavior.
Yes. I want to answer Megaleech's question. How's the fund for the computer game Stray going?
Ah,
I have to wait until I get paid next week to fully
Ah.
purchase the game. That's how the fund is going.
you're getting
Because
there.
I had to buy groceries.
Had to
I know, right?
exist.
Capitalism.
Yeah.
I can't just enjoy things.
Oh yes. Capitalism. The system's so good they have to force you to support it.
Yeah.
That's what I always crack up with this stuff about, we've got to force people to come back and work in the city to keep it. What version of capitalism are you in? Because I thought it was if you have a service or a product that no one wants, you go broke. But it's not.
Mm-hmm.
The underlying
I
thing is the
know.
commercial property market, though. If all the office workers spent more than half the time at home, that means half the commercial properties would be empty. And so some very
Yep.
rich, very powerful people would go under. And that's why they have so much leverage, because they've bought all the politicians.
Well, I think they deserve to go under.
By their own system, they deserve to go under. The
Yep.
system they revere as without flaw and whatnot says, sorry, guys, you should actually go under. You should lose everything. And I mean, I was upset at, small businesses, people who had slogged their guts out to create something that overnight,
Oh, yeah.
this global pandemic, it was just like smashed. And that sucks. That was awful for them. But fuck, shit happens. And because we live in a capitalist society, sometimes you lose it all. Again, not if you're the 1%, because they cheat. The whole
Because
system
they get
is
to make the
rigged.
rules.
Yeah, and they just change the rules when they need to. Yeah, I mean, just this idea that, no, you've got to force people to work in the city, even though it's got to the stage where it doesn't make any sense. I was like, I'm sorry, you've got. It's again, you want to change the rules. The rules were one way when it was working for you, and then when it stopped working for you, you just wanted to change the rules, and it lays bare how fucked their bullshit is. It's like, okay, they're not even pretending now. They're like, okay, we had you fooled for, the century since the century and a half since the Industrial Revolution. We had you fooled. Something changed, which highlighted, well, this is bullshit. But now we actually want to coerce you to do something that everyone now knows is bullshit, because our profit margins depend on the bullshit continuing. And it's just like, well, also fuck you. And it's just like ridiculous.
Yeah, fuck them all.
Yeah.
Compost the rich. Can we
Sorry?
compost the rich now? Can we compost the rich now, please?
I don't know. I feel like some of them are so toxic they wouldn't even compost very well. Oh my God, I just remembered a friend from back in uni days. When you get the grannies who are just fucking brutal and they don't pull their punches when they talk about.
Yeah.
This girl she did actually make a pretty poor choice with a boyfriend, and the grandma hated this guy and was very open about it. And she called him cat shit. And we're like, why do you call him cat shit? He goes, because cat shit's useless. You can't even use it as fertilizer. And we were like, Granny, whoa, you do not pull your punches. That's fucking harsh.
Brutal.
Brutal. Very.
Wait,
That was like Mortal Kombat fatality right there.
Yep.
But yeah, I love it when old people are just like, I don't give a fuck. It's just like,
I know who old you do, Red.
sorry, are you saying I'm an old person, Pat? Is that what you're
Yep.
saying? Well, okay, sure. Sorry, I don't have a comeback for that.
I know back.
If
Back.
if existing and aging makes you old, then I guess I'm old.
No,
Oh no! What happened to Angry? Holy shit!
I don't know.
He got turfed out of his own stream.
Ugh.
The power.
Don't Red.
I hit a button on the thing.
Oh, Red! What's that?
I thought your lag got so bad that you got turfed out of your own stream.
No, I bumped my mouse and it must have clicked on something, and it just took a second. I realized what had happened, and it took a second for me to re-enter.
It could have been an early after party as well.
Yeah. Just a very unusual blunder on my part. All right. I have just determined I'm going to, even though it's 10 o'clock, I'm not tired. I don't have to get up early tomorrow. I'm going to go for a while. And I've determined I'm going to make at least one more old fashioned. So I made this one the other day.
Well, I've been drinking some really good whiskey. So I might have another drink. In fact, I'm going to have some gin this time.
Oh yeah, mix it up. I like it. I've been almost doing the Chumbawamba thing tonight. I've had a whiskey drink and a gin drink.
Yeah.
And now I'm having a tequila drink.
I'm going to mix a measure of gin with a measure of whiskey.
Yeah.
And add a bit of soda water.
Oh, that sounds good.
And have a snozzberry fizz.
Yeah, no, that sounds pretty good. Oh, so I'm just doing an añejo tequila old fashioned. And we do the whiskey bitters. All right. Okay. Stir that sucker. So I'm going to have at least one more drink before bedtime. Tequila old fashioned.
Okay. Oh, look at that. That's
classy. I like it.
Classy. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, God, that's good.
That's good? Really good. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I found a recipe the other day that had a split gin and whiskey base, and it was really good. Wow. Okay, I'm not doing it tonight. I might do this weird one another night. Irish whiskey, dry vermouth, a raspberry syrup, lemon juice, teeny bit of absinthe, a teeny bit of chartreuse, and then shake it with some fresh raspberries and then strain it. So it's mostly raspberry and whiskey, and so it's kind of like a Manhattan with raspberries and just tiny little hints of. But then it's also crossed with a sour because it's got a little bit of sweetener and a little bit of. It's a real hybrid mongrel of a drink. I might have to try it sometime.
Does anyone have any science questions for me?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, Dr. Abigail. While we wait for a science question, and I might even come up with one. The whiskey gin one is like one of my new favorites. So it's whiskey,
Yeah.
gin, vermouth. They suggest a full-bodied vermouth, like Punta and
Okay.
Benedictine herbal liqueur, and it's
Okay.
fucking killer. Like I really like it.
Well, I only have half those ingredients.
Yeah, I know. Only weirdos have all of those ingredients.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, no, I just it was literally on the Difford's site, which I use a lot. They had an article said, like 8 whiskey drinks that challenge the way whiskey is enjoyed, and it's like, unusual whiskey cocktails. And I went, whoa, a split of whiskey and gin. That's weird. And it's basically a Manhattan, because a Manhattan is whiskey and vermouth. And so it split the base between whiskey and gin, and then it split the vermouth between vermouth and a herbal liqueur. And it friggin' works. It's really good. It's like once or twice a year, I think I discover a new drink and I go, holy shit, that's fantastic. And that's my one so far this year. This it's just like, oh god damn, that's on the list.
So I just had a thought. I know, I'm okay. I'm okay
good,
having
good.
this thought.
You didn't hurt yourself.
Like
That's
a bit of a headache, but I'm okay now.
Yeah.
So I get paid next week, and I'm
Yeah.
going to buy this game called Stray. It's where you play a cat. I'm going to stream it, me playing this game.
Yeah.
And the lovely people of this live stream, if you would like to watch, perhaps we could do some sort of streamy thing.
Yeah. What platform
What do you
are you
think?
going to do it on?
Well, I'm on Twitch.
Yeah,
but
that's
I can. Yeah, I'm already on Twitch.
Yeah.
So I'll just do it there. I'll actually post a link now. What my Twitch stream is. I usually stream Elite Dangerous, but I haven't actually played in ages.
Yeah.
And I haven't streamed in ages either.
Look, Lulu played cats. I saw that yesterday.
You saw the cat game as well, Pat? Yeah.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna change my channel name. I think.
Lulu played that.
Yeah. Well, what we could do, because I'd like to watch Abigail. I mean, could actually start a stream here, and then because I can share screen, so I can actually have your stream on here, and I'll like put the link in the chat saying, we're watching Stray on Twitch now.
Oh yeah. So I could. Yeah. I can even like while you're doing your stream, I can stream to Twitch, and I can also stream to here and just like mute myself, so you can watch me play, and every now and then like I'll just be talking away on my stream or something.
Well, probably easier is I just have your Twitch stream open and I can share it on screen here.
Oh yeah.
And and you can have the link to it in the chat.
Okay.
Because
Unfortunately, Megaleech, I do not own a hot tub.
would probably
So,
upset your downstairs neighbor if it started leaking. And
yeah.
oh god, I remember
How
a really
do
weird comic I
can
had in
I
the 90s.
change?
So a guy who was upsetting his neighbors because there is something water from his flat was leaking into the one below, and they were very angry, and he refused to acknowledge him. What is, he had a giant aquarium in his house, and when he got home from work, he'd strip down and smear fish oil all over his body and jump into the aquarium so all the little fishies would just nibble at him. That was his thing. He would just sit in there with all
Okay.
the little fishies nibbling at him.
That's sick.
Wow.
I know.
Sick.
It's a bit of a worry, Pat. I'm not recommending you do it. I'm just saying. It was just a
That's
weird thing I
next
read
level.
in the 90s.
Where's my
Ah.
fucking?
But you
Where's
get that in
my-
some parts of Asia. They actually have these beauty salons, and one of the treatments is you put your feet in a thing of water that has these fish in it, and they smear something on your feet that the fish like, and it's complete bullshit. But they talk about the fish are eating the dead cells off your skin and rejuvenating your feet.
Oh,
But it's this weird thing where reasonably large fish with their little sucky mouths are going bloop, 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 bloop on your feet.
just exfoliate.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
It's fish exfoliation.
Yeah, but like seriously, all you need to do is oh, hello, bum fungus.
Hey, bum fungus. Megaleech is saying you just need to blow up wading pool party. There you go. There would still be the logistical problem of, well, you could blow it up and fill it in your flat. How you emptied it would be a whole different thing. I actually have a jacuzzi in my ensuite here. Doesn't work because we'd been here for years and never bothered trying it. And then in the heat wave last summer, which was when our air conditioning chose to break and the shit fucking landlord took weeks to fix it. So for weeks of that heat wave, we had no air conditioning. We'd actually filled the tub with water and would periodically just sit in it, just like strip down and sit in the tub to cool down. And I thought, okay, I've never really done that. And hit the button to make it work and nothing happened. So the jets don't actually work in the jacuzzi. So that's a bit of a letdown. Oh, yes, Megaleech is onto a winner. Selling bath water. Remember that? I forget who she was, but that particular streamer.
Yeah.
Made a fortune
I know
selling
who.
her bath water.
I do know who you're talking about.
I think she's hilarious. I think all these people are asking her,
yeah.
you know, what? She's making bank, and also because when she streams, she wears such heavy makeup, you would have literally no idea.
Beldaphine. Thank you,
What?
Megaleech. Beldaphine.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's
Beldaphine.
Bum fungus knows too. Yeah, Beldaphine. Yes, she is absolutely an entrepreneur, but
and she eventually got onto OnlyFans with.
Oh
her
yeah,
husband
she actually
as well.
did hardcore porn, didn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. But that's the thing, because she's not using a real name. No one knows where she. I'm sure some people have probably worked out, but she wears such heavy makeup. You pass her on the street, and no one knows. Like, so people are worried about, if I have this, sexy interlude in my life, will it affect my work life later? I go, well, not in her case, because no one's going to know who the fuck she is when she just, if she goes out and gets a 9-to-5 job. I think she's a fucking genius, quite honestly.
There's something that's happened recently that she kind of can't make another comeback.
Right.
Basically, Not
That
again.
wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me. But I don't
She
know.
kind of shot herself in the foot somewhat. I
Well,
forget the
again,
details though.
she was very young, and young people are basically stupid. And
True.
and that tsunami of attention that you can get from the internet is not good, doesn't do good things for your mental health or your judgment. It just makes it much more likely you will make a very bad decision or a succession of bad decisions. And so, yeah, I would not be at all surprised to hear, oh no, she did a bad thing. She's not coming back from that, because it's just fucked. This attention economy. At least she monetized it, because over the last, so how long has YouTube been around? 16, 17 years. Over that period where people could suddenly end up with millions or even hundreds of millions of people paying intense attention to them, it was possible for that to happen while simultaneously making no money out of it. So ruin your life, ruin your privacy, and also have no money. And it's like impossible for you to get a job. And it's just, yeah, I heard so many stories about people who were internet famous, but who still had to work stacking shelves in a supermarket because their internet fame didn't turn into money. So they've got like no privacy and have to have a shitty job as well. And yeah, real fucking nightmare material, basically.
Correct. Okay, I've almost finished updating my Twitch page.
Noise.
So my Twitch channel.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this is the link to
Oh, is
it.
that your bowling score, Pat?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, 92.
Oh, you were 92.
My-
Okay, yeah, no, you would probably
my
beat
fa-
me.
How many
I-
strikes is that in
Yeah.
there?
Uh,
That's the answer.
I think the most I've
I
ever
think
got in
one-
10-pin bowling was about 120, but that was a fucking rarity.
no,
Cool.
Cool.
You got a strike.
there.
Okay, so it's you're now Dr. Abigail on Twitch.
Yes. So I changed it. I was Funky Abigail, but I changed it to Dr. Abigail.
Okay.
So I used to play league bowling. I joined a league when I was in my 19 or 20 years old.
Yeah.
And oh, thank you, Mega Leech. Yeah, it's just, like once a week we'd go and play, and there were some pretty hardcore players, and we'd just 10-pin bowl a couple.
Yeah.
I did it with a friend, a couple of friends, and I remember the best score I got was something like a 213 on just
Ooh,
this
that's actually
particularly
pretty
good
good.
day.
Oh,
I just kicked ass. It was so good. I've never been able to match it. And now I can't even play. I can't even I can play. Of course I can still play, but I can't finish a game because I just get so fatigued.
Yeah. Yeah, understand.
And my hands cramp up from it's just cool. I can't wait to stream this game now and have everyone watching. The problem I have when I'm playing a game is that I'm really bad at interacting with people watching. So
Well, we could possibly work that. I could do the interaction.
okay.
Because I'll put it on screen here and have the link in the chat and tell people they should be go over and watching on stream. But
Sure.
yeah, I can do a commentary.
Awesome.
That sounds
Cool.
like fun. We'll have to do that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. That sounds like fun.
Cool. Okay, well, yeah, if it
All right.
doesn't happen Tuesday for whatever reason, then whatever. But like, we'll organize it Tuesday during the day, and
Yeah.
and so yeah, I'll make an announcement on some social media thing, like on Discord or something.
Yes.
A butthole cut of
Release the butthole
release the
version of
butthole.
That was my. I still haven't seen that awful Cats movie, even though I'm vaguely tempted.
Oh,
to do it.
neither have I. Yeah.
Apparently, and this is the thing I didn't realize how widespread it was, because now the majority, if not all, cinemas are actually digital. They don't use film projectors anymore. It's digital.
Even IMAX, like
Yeah.
for ages, IMAX was the last vestige of
Hmm.
film, but now it's still digital.
But yeah, they will actually release multiple versions. Apparently, there were some versions of Cats went into cinemas where the effects weren't finished. Like they just had human hands with no fur on them.
Ugh.
And then, but then the digital file got updated, and that's when the rumor went around. They did do a version where the cats all had buttholes, and the studio watched it and went, "Fucking no!" And so I was one of the many people who was on Twitter going, "Release the butthole version, you cowards!" Yeah, Sulimi, you refuse to watch Cats on principle. I refuse to watch it because there are so many better things I could do with an hour and a half of my time. It's just no. It's just, oh my god, that was so fucking weird. My favorite review, someone said somehow this film has achieved the impossible of being too sexual and not at all sexy. And because the visualizations, they're saying the visualizations were so sexual, I found it really off-putting, but at the same time it wasn't sexy, and it was just weird. How they achieved that, I'll never know, but it's just like, ugh.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a bunch of films on the streaming services reaching the free status soon. That although I'm not hyped for it at all, but I probably will watch it. The Ghostbusters film that came out last year is, I
I've
think,
seen it.
free.
It's good.
Yeah, it's free to watch now, so I'll probably watch it. Like I said, I watched the Spider-Man movie today, and I started watching Doctor Strange, and I'll probably watch that. I watched Last Night in Soho recently. That was good, weird, and good. I think, oh yeah, the one I'm kind of keen. I think it's going to be free soon. Is Everything Everywhere All at Once? It's like a multiverse film that's like Michelle Yeoh's the producer.
Yeah, that's good. I've seen that.
Yeah.
I saw that my worker.
Sorry, what are you doing, mate?
I saw that worker. Yeah, you said.
Sorry, you're criticizing me again. That sounds like you're telling me I've done something wrong again. Okay, my excuse is I'm old, Pat.
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you what. Okay, it's only 10:30. I am. Look at me, virtually sober, having only had 4 alcoholic beverages in the last 2 hours. That's sober for me. I'm not.
Yesterday.
No, Pat, yesterday didn't happen. I didn't stream yesterday. I don't know who you watched who was drunk, but it wasn't me. I did not, dude. I not only did I not get drunk, I didn't even stream. Dude, I think maybe you were drunk and you
Wait,
got
did you
confused.
you didn't even exist yesterday?
No, I
You
think
were
what happened
born.
is Pat got drunk and he imagined watching me on the stream.
I'll
I
drink
think
to that.
that's what happened. Yeah, I think that's what actually happened.
Oh, my dad said, "Ha ha, you."
Anyway, I am going to go to bed, and I also agree, Salumi. I'm paying very little attention to media unless it's Taika Waititi. And he's still supposedly going to make a Star Wars movie, which would be interesting. Certainly.
I'm still shattered that there was no Quentin Tarantino Star Trek movie. That would have been fucking awesome.
That would have been really interesting. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I'm
Good
going
night.
to call it and say good night. I'll probably be
Night,
on tomorrow
Salumi.
night. Yes. See you all. Nice to see you. And I'm going to